Hi, it's Lisa, and here's another video that could help you with the Smart Tag. I'm in the file RFP Bank Software Assignments. It's the third file that you use in the Circling Back 1 exercise. I won't walk through everything, but I am going to walk through adding resources to Task 18. There are two different places you do it, and the first place is Step 8. So here I'm on Task 18. I'm going to click the Assign Resources button and add the resources as directed in the book, and this is on page 109. So the first one is Mete, and I can click these one at a time and click the Assign button. Doesn't matter so much because these are the very first resources I'm assigning. The first time I'm using the Assign Resources box with this task. The next one is Kevin Kennedy. Now I'm adding them one at a time, but I can use the Control key. They tell you that down here at the bottom of the dialog box. And then I need Nicole, Karen, and finally the small conference room. I'm clicking the Assign button, and now I'm going to scroll up to the top and just confirm, yes, I've got all four of those here, and I'm going to click Close. Now, I get the Smart Tag this time, but the book doesn't want you to do anything. They just want you to leave it on the default. And if you hover over this little triangle here, that's the Smart Tag. That will make the yellow diamond show, and then you can click the down arrow next to that, and it will show you what it's doing by default. By default, it's increasing the total work because the task requires more person hours, and it's keeping the duration constant. Well, what does that mean? I recommend that before and after you add resources, you go up here to the Task tab, and you go way over here to the right, and don't click the Information button, but find this button here called Details. And when you click on that, it will show you the details for that task, and in particular, the distribution of work for resources. So by default, when you add a bunch of resources simultaneously, it will put in 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. It will, add a day of work for each person. The duration is 1 day, but each person is going to be working during that day. So really, when you bill, when it comes time to pay these people, you're paying for 8 hours times 4. Okay, now keep a mental note of that when we add the next group of resources. So later on in Step 15, they want you to add more resources. So they have you click on that task, and then in Step 16, they say, let's add Eli and Joe. And you can leave these details up. It's very helpful. So back I go to Resources and Assign Resources, and I'm going to add Eli and Joe. Now watch this. Here, now that I'm using this dialog box a second time on this task, it's going to make a difference if I add them one at a time. So watch this. If I click Eli and then Assign, and then I go and find Joe and click Assign, and then Close, and then hang on, there's one more step. They want me to use the Smart Tag. This is Step 17. Use the Smart Tag to reduce the hours of work per day. Well, watch this. I go to the Smart Tag. I say, yeah, reduce the hours, the resources work per day. And then, boom, all of a sudden, everyone's at 83%. Now, that's not what the book solution has. The book solution has a different percentage. Okay, so right now they're 83%, and they're working 6.7 hours during the day. So let me undo this. Okay, and I'm going to undo the addition of Eli, and so we're back to where we were before. The first 4 resources, everyone's working 8 hours, and let me show you a slight variation. I'm going to go back to Assign Resources, and I'm going to assign Eli and Joe, but this time I'm going to click Eli, and I'm going to hold my Control key down on my keyboard, just like it says here, and then I'm going to go find Joe, and while I've got them both selected, I'm going to hit Assign. Okay. You won't see any difference yet, but let me close, and now let me use the Smart Tag, and now let me do what the book wants, which is reduce the hours that resources work per day. And boom, very different result. 67% for everybody, and everyone's working 5.33 hours. This is what the book actually wanted, and it shows in the solution file. So it makes a huge difference when you're using this Assign Resource dialog box. Do you add them simultaneously or one at a time? It will change what the distribution is. So keep that in mind. That's it.